It's the Big and Tall Movie Review Show. We review movies all the time.
Hello, and welcome to the Big and Tall Show. This is our special horror movie edition of the show. We're going to discuss horror movies that are out and what our favorite horror movies are. With me, as always, is
Big Red. How we doing, RC?
We are doing real good. We have brought in a good friend of the program, Mr. Max.
How's it going, everyone? Very happy to be here.
Very cool. And Max is our resident horror film expert. Max definitely has some knowledge to give everyone about films that are out involving the horror genre. So he was nice enough to come down and hang with us today.
Yeah, and make sure, guys, since we've our last show, we've added a Facebook page now, the Big and Tall Show Movie Podcast. You can find all of our old episodes on there. Feel free to leave comments. We would definitely love to do a viewer mail section of the show.
Good, bad,
comments,
ugly,
questions, things you'd like to see reviewed. You can go to the podcast page on Facebook or bigandtallshow@gmail.com. Yes. Send your emails to us, please.
A big thanks to Big Red for getting that set up on Facebook for us. Feel free to get a hold of us. Let us know what you think. We're going to look into some DVDs currently that are in the horror genre. First off is Prometheus. It's 124 minutes long. It's rated R. A team of explorers discover a clue to the origins of mankind on Earth, leading them on a journey to the darkest corners of the universe. There they must fight a terrifying battle to save the future of the human race.
Prometheus, are you seeing this?
Whatever that probe is picking up, it's reading life form.
What do you mean a life form?
Oh, the head. It's changing.
Big things have small beginnings.
Okay, Prometheus. This is Ridley Scott back at it after having other people kind of direct the last few of his Alien series. He's back directing Prometheus, and I think all of us have maybe different or similar opinions on this. Max, what did you think of Prometheus and how it related to the other films and your opinion of the film?
I really enjoyed the movie a lot, although I did at the end find it just a bit underwhelming.
Underwhelming, like expecting a little more, or
I just thought the plot was going to be just a little bit deeper than it ended up being, and I also thought there was going to be just a touch more finality at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of thought that they, this is also, I believe, fellas, isn't this supposed to be the prequel to the original Alien film?
If you ask Ridley Scott, he would say this is the prequel to the prequel to the prequel of Aliens.
Prequel to the
Alien,
prequel.
Yeah.
So we got another Prometheus coming?
Okay, actually, it looks like a couple, maybe two more movies that would probably tie us into Alien. I think the next one they're talking about maybe being called Paradise, but I don't know. This one was great to look at. It had a real good cast, but I don't know, just kind of empty to me. Really didn't do much for me. I thought there were some big gaping holes in the script that, a lot of stuff that was, not answered or not really explained well. But I really liked Naomi Rapace as the kind of our surrogate Ripley in this, and Michael Fassbender as the android.
Yeah,
they were both really good in this.
Charlize Theron, Guy Pearce, Idris Elba as the captain of the ship, Prometheus. But if you are a really, really in depth to the Alien and Alien saga, you would probably catch points that reflected back on the first film, Alien and Aliens. Max, did you, horror-wise, were you pleased with the special effects of the creatures in this, or were you?
I thought the special effects were very tight. The creatures were well done. There was a little bit where they were watching the sort of the futuristic recording of sorts.
Yeah,
that I thought could have been a little bit more well done, personally.
Yeah.
But as far as the creatures, I thought they were all extremely
pretty.
Well, that's one thing
well
about
done.
Ridley Scott. He's always been a great technical director. Whether his movies are may not be as great, but the technical aspects of it, they're always solid.
I could almost tell. It seemed like to me the creature maybe hadn't evolved yet to the look it had in the first Alien.
Yeah, there was
Aliens.
there was
Would you
maybe
agree?
little subtle differences to
Like
it.
it was still a real newbie
an
type.
earlier model.
Yeah, earlier evolution of the Alien. Michael Fassbender as the robot David, I thought fell in line with real well with like Ian Holm when he did Ash in the original Alien, and then Lance Henriksen as Bishop in Aliens. I thought that his character David was pretty creepy.
Yeah, I think he kind of owned the horror aspect of the entire movie, if you ask me. Kind of the wild card.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, he was my favorite part of the film, actually. I really enjoyed what Michael Fassbender did with that role.
Yeah. And kind of interesting, too, that this predated Aliens, where the
by several hundred years, I think.
Yeah.
Predate Aliens, but with the Bishop robot in that film, kind of had the behavioral inhibitor implant in it, and this obviously was more in line. David's character was more in line to the Ash, the Ian Holm character from the original Alien movie, as far as being up to no good and wondering what was going on. You could tell that David had his own agenda in this movie. Fassbender did seem very robotic. I would guess this would, as a prequel, you would say the first Alien was born in this movie, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's we see kind of the birth of what would become the Alien that we've come to know from all the other films.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with the next film as far as it goes. We've all kind of got our opinions on this. What if we were going to rate this on our 6-pack of cans grading scale? Where would you rate this, Max?
I would have to put it around 4.5. I think it was a very good movie, but there was definitely room for improvement, if you ask me.
All right. Where would you rate this, Big Red?
I'm probably going a little lower. Probably about, I'm going to say 2.5. It's just, I don't know. It was just very, I don't know. There wasn't much to it to me. It just.
I
was hoping for more ties to the original movies, and I didn't really get that.
I noticed a lot of similarities to original movies. Maybe him going back to the well a little more.
I think if the script would have been a little tighter, I would have enjoyed it more. But I don't know.
You got to give Ridley Scott props for not going back, say George Lucas, and totally crapping on his original.
Yeah.
He kind of went back.
Oh, definitely.
It's an original. It's original. It's
it's a good story.
It's good to look. I mean, I think if you're a big fan of the other Alien and Aliens films, you'll probably like this.
So Max is giving a 4.5. You're giving a 2.5. I'm going to go with the 3.5 on this. I liked Charlize Theron in it, and I liked the Fassbender was good. It still had a little more ties that you don't have to dig so far. And the alien ship was exactly the one from Alien, so it was kind of cool. The circular half sea ship.
Yeah,
that
there's
they
also kind of they said that
more eggs.
Yeah,
eggs. Where's the eggs?
They also said that I guess in like I believe it was the first Alien that the distress signal that Ripley hears and that apparently could have been left by Shaw in this movie.
That's interesting.
That was the distress signal she was hearing. That was just had kind of been playing. There was also some hints that maybe that Charlize Theron was an android as well in this. It was kind of left open-ended. And
they did kind of tease about that.
She kind of tried to disprove
that she was in the
Yes.
film. Check it out, folks. No,
Yeah.
interesting.
And also, I guess they said if you have some real sharp eyes, you can see little hints on screen that this is also tied into the Blade Runner universe as well.
My eyes weren't sharp enough.
Yeah.
Now, I might have to go back and watch that 3 or 4
Yeah.
times, although I am a fan of the Blade Runner film.
Yeah, that might have been just a bit too subtle for me to catch.
Yeah, no, it was kind of one of those like Easter eggs, blink and you'll miss it things, but
Yeah.
apparently they're in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like James Cameron. He used a little bit of the A2 Hyperdyne robot discussion in the Aliens movie he directed, which was obviously he was taking out of his Terminator series. As far as getting control of the robots, such as Bishop and Ash, and in this one, David. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next film.
Yeah, this one it got a lot of buzz at the Sundance Film Festival. It's called VHS. It apparently several people in that screening fainted and vomited from what they saw. This is more of an anthology of films. And also, you got the trailer there ready to go a little bit, Ralph?
Yeah, let's check this out.
RC?
This is let's do a little rundown on this. This is VHS. This is starring Calvin Reeder, Lane Hughes, and Adam Wingard. When a group of misfits is hired by an unknown third party to burglarize a desolate house and acquire a rare VHS tape, they discover more found footage than they bargained for.
Okay, here's the deal. We gotta break into this house, and all we have to do is steal this one VHS tape.
Which one is it?
I don't know, man. Let's just look at this tape. What's so special about this tape, anyway?
Okay. All right, Max, what can you tell us about this VHS film?
Oh, well, like Big Red said, it was an anthology done by, I believe, 6 different horror film directors, all relatively unknowns. There's a couple named directors that I do recognize. David Buckner, who directed what I considered the scariest segment of the movie.
Oh, really?
Subtitled Amateur Night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, David Buckner directed a few years ago a movie called The Signal that I was a big fan of, kind of a new take on the zombie story.
And The Signal. And take notes, folks. These are some movies. If you're in the horror, this is it.
There was also Ty West, who directed a segment, and he's kind of become known for the classic slow burn style new movies that have been coming out. A couple of them. One was The House of the Devil. And The Innkeepers, which I was a big fan of.
Okay, and the VHS movie, this film kind of proves that sometimes the most frightening things are things you can barely see. Kind of has the, you hint something's coming, but there's not just, it's not the shock and awe right in front of your face. It's kind of on the edge of your seat. Yeah,
there was a lot of tension and suspense build up,
which actually is what makes for really good horror films if you think about it. So is this got the horror subgenre where it's got the follow the camera?
They were all found footage
type.
Found footage shorts. Yeah, they were. Each story was about 25 minutes long, which was nice. If you wanted to, you could even watch the movie kind of cut up into pieces.
And you'd still not really miss a whole lot with the...
a question I've got this real quick here, RC, is for a found footage movie, sometimes a lot of those are real shaky and hard to watch. Sometimes is this one like that, or can you...
Parts of it are, yes. Because there's a lot of scenes where whoever the character is holding the camera, because it goes back and forth to where victims and villains at times are in control of the camera. So there are,
which actually adds, if the villain's in control, it adds a little more of a scariness to the picture, I would imagine. And anytime Sundance Film Festival is interested in something, it's really interesting to see that many directors all work together to put something of this out. And it's 115 minutes, so you've got some film in there, quite a bit of time.
And they managed to cover a lot of different genres within genres in this movie, which I was really on board with, because